Good morning. My name is Michael Fazio, and I just wrote a book called Angels on the Ark, and you can view it at this site here, www.angelsontheark.com. It's a revolutionary new book that describes approximately 500 different aspects and pictographs that appear on what we are looking at right now, the reverse of the $1 bill, which is actually an exact depiction of the Ark of the Covenant given unto Moses by the Lord God. Now, I don't want you to become a Christian, and I don't want you to go to church. All I want you to do is listen to my postulations and understand that each and every word that I speak to you can be backed up with fact inside the book and on the 17 or 18 of these postulations that I have working on right now. That is the site and the name of the book. And here is how I depict the back of the $1 bill as the Ark of the Covenant and why. As you can see, around the pyramid and around the eagle, the two seed pods, that which I have coined the God pod and the evil seed of death, aka the pyramid, is the God pod because it has the eye of what I believe to be Christ or God, that is noted as the eye of providence from the founding fathers right from the beginning. And around the God pod, what you are looking at is an actual depiction of the cherub that existed upon the original Ark of the Covenant given unto Moses by the Lord God. This is no mistake, ladies and gentlemen. What you are looking at, the entire green side of the $1 bill, is an exact depiction of the Ark of the Covenant given to Moses. In the central portion, you know, of course, the wording is, "In God we trust one." On the original Ark of the Covenant given unto Moses by the Lord God, the energy that guided the wandering Hebrews through the desert in the daytime as a cloud and at nighttime as a pillar of fire was central to the mercy seat on the Ark of the Covenant itself. As you can see here, the word "In God we trust one" is central to the mercy seat, which appears on the back of the $1 bill. The white lines above and below the word "one" that extend to the outward dimensions of the angels or cherubs that exist on top of this Ark of the Covenant are depicted as the poles in the book of Exodus that Moses made out of shittim wood and wrapped in gold. The other angel that sits at the other end of the Ark of the Covenant and is depicted in the book of Exodus as 25:19, let there be one angel on one side of the Ark of the Covenant and another angel on the other side of the Ark of the Covenant or mercy seat. Let there be two cherubs upon the Ark of the Covenant, Exodus 25:19. These angels that are depicted in the book of Exodus are highlighted in this reddish color. On the other side of the God pod and its reflection is what I have coined the evil seed of death. I have coined it the evil seed of death because there are 13 individual evils within the evil seed of death that we will discuss before the end of this segment or portion of my postulation. The entire pictograph, once again, is the entire Ark of the Covenant, and complementing the 13 evils within the evil seed of death is what I have coined the God pod, which is an exact correlation of the book of Genesis, aka the first 17 verses of the book of Genesis. Let there be no doubt, if you read the book of Genesis and follow my postulation through on this God pod, or aka seed pod, the book of Genesis is revealed in its entirety. Now, moving to the fact that the $1 bill is in fact a representation of God here on earth, when it was created was a long time before the beginning of written history. But here, in its inception, aka the Lord God, as the Omega symbol, is wrapped around George Washington. And this was done for a very specific purpose. It was done to prove that the Lord God favored, aka the eye of providence, the United States of America. But what we perceive to be God might not necessarily be the whole picture. And that you would only be able to discover by reading all of my postulations. Now, moving on to proof that there is good and evil, aka George Washington being represented within the Omega symbol, aka God, aka the first president, aka George Washington could not tell a lie, aka the founder of the United States of America, which the eye of providence was supposed to shine God's glory upon. George Washington is the Omega and or representation of God here on earth, and he is the Alpha because he is the first president and the first of the founding fathers that represented the United States of America. Now, proving that there is both good and evil is going to be relatively easy, because we know that the owl represents the Bohemian society that all of what is so-called evil, the presidents, the Illuminati, the Bilderberg Group, and of course the Rothschilds, which are probably the most influential family in the banking industry on the planet Earth. The owl represents the Bohemian society, and there we have a perfect depiction of the owl. Not a close depiction, not something that looks like it could be an owl, but an actual owl. Not that 1/8 inch owl that those so-called scholars point to day after day, which I got tired of looking at, so I decided to show you a real owl. And then opposite the owl, who is a creature that hunts at night, we have a bat, which is another creature that hunts at night and is also represented as a power symbol for what we perceive to be evil in the Bohemian society that meets in Northern California once a year, and all the most powerful people on the planet attend, aka the owl. Now, another depiction of an owl that cannot be denied is as follows. And this is an exact picture of a totem pole. If that doesn't look like an owl, then I will eat the $1 bill. You can see the eyes just above the chevron. Above its eyes, aka the owl, is another evil creature that looks like Satan itself. This is not a mistake. This is Euclidean optics that I have described to you in the beginning as how you can see the more than 3,500 pictographs that I have been able to discern. Moving back a little bit and turning it just slightly sideways, what you see appears to be the face of a man. But in fact, it is more than the face of a man. It is the face of the cherub that appears or is spoken about in the book of Revelation, chapter 4, verse 6. End of postulation number 1. By Michael Fazio, author of Angels on the Ark. Have a nice day.